Hey there, viewers, and welcome back to the South Main Auto Channel. It's Friday, and we got about 10 million things happening already, but I just had a lady pull in. I just got here, and says her car is making this horrible noise, but she doesn't think it's a piston. So that's pretty good. We kind of narrowed her down a little bit. She doesn't believe it's a piston, but it has an awful metal-to-metal sound, scraping, grinding, something dragging, I'm told, while the car's under motion, and it doesn't change when she steps on the brakes, but would like me to check her oil. So with that being said, I think we better take this for a ride. So there's what we're driving, a Nissan Versus. Well, we got 64024 on the clock. She's right, I don't think it's a piston. Oh, this sounds like the classic rocking the brake shield type sound here. Pretty high-pitched sound. I'm thinking something in the left front wheel. I hope you guys can hear that on the camera. Definitely not a piston though. Let's go get this oil checked. Looks like Mrs. O's. Oh man, that sounds terrible. She's gonna try to guide us in, but her hands are full. Got to use the little lift because we got an 8:30 coming in here about 10 minutes. Got to do an exhaust on, so gotta use this bait. It sounds like noise was up here. Oh! Well, that was pretty awful. There it is. Ha! I just heard it fall out and hit the ground. A little tiny rock. You gotta lay off the rock, lady. There it is. Fixed. That's quick and dirty. Yeah, it's got a lot of brake pad left on it. Pads are at least half. Classic. I swear I've never. I got a funny story about this. It's kind of. I don't know if it's funny, but. Just want to make sure there's not anything else behind that dust shield. Yeah, that's it. Silly little rock. There it is. There's the culprit of all the noise. It's got a little bit of a glimmer where she's kind of riding around in there. Well, it's pretty classic, Mrs. O. Rocking the backing plate. So the funny part about this story is, I've been a mechanic since, well, working in a shop since 99. You know, obviously grew up around cars, worked out my whole life. Until the day I met her, I have never pulled a rock out of a backing plate in my life. And up until that point, I've done hundreds and thousands of brake jobs and never pulled a rock out of a backing plate. I meet Vanessa, it's all I ever do. Because it happened to her one time. She's like, I think I got a rock in my brakes. I said, you don't get rocks in your brakes. Nobody gets rocks in their brakes. That's just a myth. And, you know, anytime somebody has noise, they're like, oh, it's probably just a rock in my brakes. You know, because that happens. And I think the time that she said that, I looked at her car, and it was a rock in her backing plate. And then, ever since then, you know, people come in, they're like, oh, I got this terrible squealing sound. And Vanessa be like, oh, it's probably a rock in your brakes. And I'll go look, and it's a rock in the brakes. And it's like ridiculous. So it's become kind of a joke now, just because it's happened multiple times, and you know, here we are, this lady's on her way to school. She works at the school, and dropped her car off and got a ride, and just a rock in the brakes. So if you hear noise in your brakes, it could be a rock.
Could be a rock.
Could be a rock. So what are you doing? Huh?
Nail polish your nails.
Nail polishing your nails? Let's see them.
But they're gonna be sparkly.
Oh, they're going to be sparkly. So what color's on there now?
Purple.
Purple. And now you're going to put sparkles on them? All right. Well, can we have our rock back? We got to give it back to the customer. Well, that's it, viewers. Nothing super dramatic, quick, easy fix. So if you get noise in your brakes, look for a rock. That's good advice from Vanessa O. But I got to keep motor in here. Got to put an exhaust system on this Dodge Dakota, and I got about 50 other things going on today. And the guy that works for me is leaving early, so got to get a good bite out of this before he goes. At any rate, check us out on Facebook and Google Plus if you haven't. Subscribe to our channel, and just remember, viewers, if I can do it, you can do it. Thanks for watching.